Okay, so what my problem was in this dynamic dropdown list,
Yeah.
I didn't have this right here. Um,
Us.
so this is just a HTML. We need to give it a name so
Yep.
that I know what to call right here.
Yes. Okay.
So those two match up. Sometimes I get confused on like what's matching up to where because everything's named
Yeah.
the same.
See,
Uh,
and that's the thing. So yeah, because I had it matching up, with my static list. So you mind scrolling back up to
totally,
the us list?
totally.
Okay, so you have this classification, right? Classification ID. Okay, that totally makes sense because we had a. All right, so let me save that. Let me test mine out now.
Okay.
Uh, Vehicle. Okay, I got an error. Let's see here. Cannot add or update a child world born key restraints failed.
Do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
No.
Vehicle model. 3. Fails on execute. All right, let's share. All right, so when I try to add a vehicle now, I'm getting this.
Okay.
Born key, classification, ID, car classification.
Go to your vehicle's model code page. Okay, and then it says, okay, so scroll up just a little bit. Okay. And then if you, are you on a PC?
Yes.
Hit Alt Z. Awesome. Okay, now your text is wrapping, so you don't have to scroll over.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got classification ID, in make, in model, description, image, and price. Okay, so then you've got ID, make, model, description, image, thumbnail, and price.
Yeah, right now I don't have the stock and color. I'll add those because I was.
Okay, maybe add those because maybe it's because it's inconsistent with the database.
Well, I had it working previously, and it was just create those kind of as empty when I was using the static one. See, let me. Um, so it's failing when it goes to execute. So it's test, 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 and then images and this, and then number 2. Okay, so let me try like this. I don't see where it's passing along the classification ID, like what's in the drop down. Because you see where it's so in test, 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 and then past
Image.
it, images and the price. Oh, here, let me make sure that's not a problem. Okay, so
Okay, so maybe go back to the
so
control.
right here, classifications. So I might have typed this in wrong somewhere. So let's,
Go to your controller.
yeah, just a second. The controls for the Zoom is blocking my.
Oh,
There. I'm not sure how to move these out of the way.
I think you should just, it should just click and drag, but
Well, okay, there we go. All right.
okay, so you've got classification ID. Names. Okay. All right, go down to your case statement then.
Let's do classification ID. So it doesn't think it's empty anymore. I think it before it thought it was, but now it's not. Because it's, let's see here. So that adds up. That. Just adding up to that.
Did you could try reloading the page with like a empty the cache type thing, like a hard reload or something. I have to hit shift and then reload. That works.
Okay.
No.
Integrity constraint violation. Cannot add or update child row. Foreign key constraint fails. Inventory constraint inventory. Classification ID references car classification.
So it's having a problem with the foreign key, and the foreign key is the classification ID, right?
I believe so. Inventory constraint.
I guess I wonder, I don't know if this is the case, but I've
Mhm.
got my classification ID last. I don't think it matters, but I don't know. That's
Yeah,
the
let's see here.
it's different from mine too.
Well, let me try just adding, like you were thinking, adding those other two real quick. So that, comment those. Let me add them. think I got those added. All right. See, I'm not getting, I just don't think it's passing along the ID. So see where it says classifications and then dot, dot, dot. I misspelled those, but. So this is this classification ID. Select classification ID. Classification list. All right, so let me look at my classification list. Classification ID, classification name from car classification, order by classification name. Oh, I'm not passing any parameters to this. Do I need to though?
Oh, sorry, not there, because you're just getting the list. You're just listing it out. You're not adding to the database.
That's right. So is this what yours looks like for whatever you have yours called?
It is. It does. Yeah. You're returning the classifications cat. What, like, is that like the categories? Okay. And then, okay, go back over to your controller.
I wonder if I need to call it select. Do you have yours match up to the same as that?
Yeah, mine says select.
So on your view models, what do you call yours right here?
I call that. Let me think. You get classification list, card classification list. Okay, I just call it classification list.
Okay, but the only place, and then that's what you're returning as well?
Yeah. And so that so that classifications cat needs to be equal to the function. No, that's not what I meant. Okay, so you get classification list is this. Okay, so my function, just like that, Brother Robertson had us call this in our controller, classification list equals that function right there. Get classification list, classifications list.
Wait, can we switch over so I can see your screen?
Yes. Yeah. So it's hard to describe. So
yeah.
This is my function that's the same as yours that we were just looking at, and
Okay.
it does the same thing. I'm just calling it something different here and calling it something different here.
So okay, so
then
I call mine get classification list. Yours is car classification list. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you inside you have classification list equals statement fetch all. Okay, I do that as well. Then you return that get classification list. I'm returning the classification category or cat, and then
But it doesn't, I don't think it really matters what you call it here, because whatever you're
Right.
returning is just this function. So this function, he asked us to name it this variable over here.
He asked us to name it classification list.
He did over
And
here.
that's what I have mine named classification list. And then the
Okay.
function that's calling is get classification list.
Okay.
Then, so I go look at my get classification list and it looks the same. I mean, I just use slightly different
Yeah.
names for a couple
Okay.
things.
It should be
Now,
fine.
in yours, anywhere else is classification
So,
list?
I mean, I just use that one, that variable here, but you don't, you know, we don't call this again because we've given it a variable and we call it here, which is the same as what you have.
Yeah, I have it like that too.
So
Add classification.
I just,
I don't have mine rebuilding my menu like how you do.
That's okay.
Like how he helped you do that.
Yeah, I don't think if it's working for you, you don't need that extra code.
It's not. I tested it. It was, unless I refresh, it doesn't add it to it.
Oh, okay. So all the tutor did for me to fix that was just copying where we get our nav and copying our nav. That was it. So he just had me replace it in here. So the way that works is like you're in your case and we're running through this where we want to insert this. We want to make sure it's not empty. And then before we load the view again, we want to have the nav list refresh. That was his logic on that. And so that's why he had me put that in there. The other really important thing that, you know, when I hit refresh and it kept repopulating?
Yeah.
The tutor said, change where I say include to a header function. And so instead of it saying include quote ... vehicles index.php, I now have header parenthesis quotes location colon location quotes close it. And that's it. Like that's all I did to change that for that problem that when I kept hitting refresh, it would redo it over and over and over.
Let me see. Do you mind leaving it there for just a moment here? I want to do my.
The reason why that is really cool and important is because in the instructions for this week, he says use a header function. And I didn't know what that meant, so I skipped it. So So that's why that's important, is because as part of the instructions, he's asking you to use the header function when you've added a new car classification. Okay, so I can show you that in the instructions too, where it says add a
But don't use it include, use a header.
Yeah, so it says, if the insertion works, the vehicle's controller should call itself using a header function to pass the no name value pair. This should result in the vehicle management view being displayed And the new classification should appear as part of the navigation menu. So that's the function he's talking about. And that's what it looks like. There's also, if this is helpful, this is the page where the tutor sent me.
Can you copy that URL and put it in the chat?
Yep. Totally.
Please? Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, I got that. Do you mind switching back over?
To the code?
Just so I could, yeah, that right there. Okay, so it's just this header and then it's in parentheses. Oh, and you have to put the location. That makes sense.
But he doesn't say to use that header anywhere else. So I wonder now that I have this, if I need this. Because this is my extra code.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll comment it out and try it.
Test it out.
Oh, that. Okay, well, I don't need that extra code because that header fixes the refresh. So every time I hit the refresh, it's not
Adding it.
adding a new one. And there's my new classification.
I'm
That's
gonna,
cool. So that we don't need. That makes that so much simpler to read and just less lines of code. Because I know that's
how do you do the comment out of group at the same time? I'm trying to remember that shortcut. Do you remember? Hey, Kimball, please don't do that.
The minus command, the question mark / So I don't know what it would be on PC, but what is command?
Oh, okay.
Control?
Okay. So you do say that one more time on the Mac.
Command and the / is how you like comment out of anything.
Okay, yeah, it's just control. Okay.
Control. Okay.
And then, so that's interesting. So let me. 14. I'm just trying to stock it.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited that
33.
I got rid of all that code. Okay, just a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm still just getting that one. So I'm just going to have to spend some time looking at that. Why? Try to figure out why it's not. I think it's just not passing on the classification ID like I'm expecting. Because it looks like it lists the parameters that it's passing, and I just don't see a classification ID as one of the ones that's passing.
Yeah.
So how did you go and do the tutor for this class, like how you just did drop-in tutor?
Oh yeah. So right now, well, I'll just show you.
Okay.
Okay. So when you come to the home page, you sign in. So we have the 2 tutors for the class, but they aren't available until tonight.
1 minute.
And then I just clicked on here into tutoring.
Okay.
And then visit the tutor scheduling system.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get a tutor and pick which class.
I just choose the class. Okay.
Online tutoring center, and then it shows
Any that are available.
who is available right now, which is Cole.
Okay.
And he's so fast at fixing things and getting things done. And
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna take a look at this. I won't take more of your time on that because I think it's just one little thing somewhere. And so if I don't see it soon, I'll try dropping it, see if I can get in with him real quick.
Yeah, he's great. So and available. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
Good
for
luck.
your help.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem. Thank you.
All right, bye.
See